This is Pranav Guha Thakurta from Edu TV. Today, we have with us a very, very famous personality from the domain of residential schools, the famous Dr. Panda, Dr. Dilip Kumar Panda, who is heading the Sanskar Valley School, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh in India. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for having me with you.
You're most welcome, sir. And Dr. Panda is a sports enthusiast that makes you more suitable for a residential school. Sir, what we have seen after COVID, the curiosity of students is a bit coming down because whatever they want, they go to Google. And it is not necessary in Google things will be correct. Maybe what I have posted or reposted that he or she will get. So, sir, we want your advice that will help all the stakeholders of education, how curiosity can be inculcated among the students. Over to you, Dr. Panda.
So, sir, I'll answer this question possibly in different layers
Sure.
because the question that you are asking is a very profound question which has been relevant since the days of yore. And if you are contextualizing it to a post-pandemic scenario, then we might have to answer this question in a very short-term, short-term period, and looking at only this context, we can then frame answer to this. So let me just go to your question in a predominantly post-pandemic scenario. Everybody has been talking a lot about the learning gap. Possibly the gap exists at all corners. It is not necessarily the learning gap. It could also be
Right.
looked at as a holistic teaching learning gap. And students are coming back precisely after a loss of 2 academic years. So
Right.
there is definitely, what takes place in a classroom scenario has definitely taken a hit. What happens in a school has definitely taken a hit. But if we have to, again, rouse the curiosity, because every child is curious. Let's start from a foundation that every child is curious, and the Greeks realized it more than us, that if you do not have the intellectual thirst of a child, then education will never prosper.
Right.
In order to do that, possibly the compartmentalization of various subjects that we draw so definitively, we really need to have a look at it, that are we dealing with concept across in an interdisciplinary mode? Are we giving children that thirst to, build up a little bit of assimilation in their mind, or we are closing the chapter while teaching science or while teaching biology, the concept of water, and just keeping it there? I think the children now need to come back to a scenario, and it's a great opportunity. The modern theory of education is calling it by different name. They call it as active learning and metacognition. But in order to address this particular gap, we really need to go back to the fundamentals. We need to go back to the concept of, giving a little bit of onus or responsibility of learning to the children themselves. That's a good beginning, sir. That's a great beginning. If we try to see from the perspective of a child coming to our school after 2 years, what would be the requirement? The requirement right now is actually the ability of the child, trigger the ability of the child to assimilate.
Dr. Panda, I think you have put it in very right way. And I think that would definitely help all the principals, students, and teachers. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.